Imagine a place where rain is more important than money, where a cloudy sky can mean relief and a clear blue one can mean worry. The earth is wide and dusty. When you press your hand into the soil, you can tell if your family will eat in a few months. Some families plant crops and wait. Others move with cattle, following grass and water wherever they can find it. For a long time, both ways of life shared the same land. They weren't identical, but they worked. There were arguments. The cow crosses into a field, a well runs low, voices rise. Then elders step in. An agreement is made. Life continues. Then the rain starts changing. It comes late, or not at all. The ground cracks deeper every year. The grass thins. The same land that once felt wide begins to feel smaller. And when the land closes in, people feel it too. And if you're a farmer and someone's cattle eat your crop, that's not a small problem anymore. That's your child's mill. If you're a herder and the grazing routes disappear, that's not frustration. That's your animals not making it. And in moments like that, it's not about relief. It's about survival and who has protection. Now add distance. Imagine the people who run the country live far away from this dry land. They don't wait on rain. They wake up to paved roads, air-conditioned offices, government buildings with polished floors. Their water comes from pipes. Their food comes from markets. Their children sit in classrooms with steady electricity. When they talk about development, it's budgets and policies. But when people in this dry region talk about survival, it's wells and harvests. Same word, different reality. So when complaints rise from this region, they sound small in the capital. Local disputes, temporary unrest, but on the ground, it doesn't feel temporary. In the early 2000s, some young men took up weapons. They said, "We are not represented. We are not protected." They actually attacked government positions. That was the first fight. Rebels reversed the state, and the state responded by arming certain local groups. Not everyone, specific communities. Weapons entered the picture. Protection shifted. Now it was no longer just rebels and soldiers. Villages were labeled. If you're with them, then you're not with us. Who you were began to matter more than what you did. Once weapons decide who feels safe and who doesn't, disputes stop being negotiable. Fear replaces conversation, and fear spreads faster than drought. Villages were attacked, families ran, entire communities were emptied. Reports were written, promises were made, the world paid attention. Then attention moved on. But armed structures rarely disappear just because they are criticized. They adapt, they reorganize, they wait, years pass. Then in April of 2023, the country breaks into another struggle for power. Two massive armed forces fighting for control. From far away, it looks like politics at the top. But in that same western region, the violence spreads again. And it doesn't fall evenly. Entire neighborhoods are being attacked. People fleeing in waves. Homes are burned. And in one city alone, between 10 and 15,000 people are removed from the map in a single year. One city. Zoomed out, more than 11 million people are pushed from their homes. Almost 1 out of every 4 people in their country. Imagine 1 in 4 people where you live suddenly gone from their normal life. That's not scattered fighting. That reshapes who exists where. And now the word appears again. Genocide. Not as a slogan, as a legal question. Because genocide is about intent. Intent is what separates chaos from design. In early 2026, a UN investigation said the operation in this western region showed what it called hallmarks of genocide. Meaning investigators saw patterns, communities singled out, destruction that makes return almost impossible. A structure behind the violence. But naming it doesn't automatically stop it. Recognition is not the same as protection. This isn't the whole story. It's a major layer of it. This is Darfur, Western Sudan, Northeast Africa. And what's unfolding there didn't begin with generals. It began when land began to close in, and power decides who gets to stay.